Sports Outdoors.
I love to catch striped bass, but even more than that, I love to catch great big ones. That's exactly what we're going to try to do on this week's episode, because we're taking you along with us to one of the best trophy striper lakes in the entire country. Crystal clear water, beautiful scenery, and a great day. What more could you ask? Come on along. Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
You're watching the only program with weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
It's a calm, quiet, and peaceful morning in the mountains of northwest Arkansas. This is beautiful Beaver Lake. It is 50 miles of the dammed up White River. It's 32,000 surface acres. And it was the home of the very first ever Bassmaster Classic fishing tournament many years ago. Today it's known as a little bit of a difficult bass fishery, but what you may not know is that it's one of America's premier striped bass fisheries. Some of the largest stripers caught in America are caught right here in Beaver Lake. You're going to want to stay with us for this entire episode, because Mike Bailey of Beaver Safari Guide Service is going to take us out. We're going to put the brand new Z19 high-performance fishing boat in Beaver Lake for the first time, and we just may get to show you some of the biggest stripers we've ever showed you in the history of our television show. This is going to be a lot of fun. We'll be taking as well. It's going to be an exciting half hour. Stay with us right now. Let's get it started back at the FSN studios with your weekend planner.
The Salooner tables are indicating fair game fish activity over both days of the weekend. Peak action should begin a little before sunrise in the mornings and again in advance of sunset in the evenings. Sunrise will take place at 7:15 with sunset occurring at 7:48. And evenings will feature a crescent moon that is 27% visible. Stay with us for regional fishing updates from around the area. And we'll talk crappie fishing on this week's Ask the Pro feature. Back in a bit.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than a boat, it's a tracker. Mercury Marine, go boldly. Lowrance Electronics, celebrating 60 years of fish finding excellence. Find, navigate, dominate. And Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there.
There he is right there. Look at this fish. Holy cow. What a pig. Hey everybody, glad to have you with us. We're out early morning and we've made it out on Beaver Lake. Crystal clear water. Look at this, Mike Bailey is already hooked up. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, he barely made his first stop, got 2 lines in the water, and he's already got a fish. Wow, Mike, your early morning prediction was exactly right. Tell me, why is early important for these fish, Mike? What's the deal with the light level?
Well, it's all the light penetration. And traffic on the lake has a lot to do with it. They like to feed during that dim light hour, you know, first thing in the morning or late in the evening. Catch the bait when they're unaware. The bait's kind of near the surface, and then the stripers are looking up, you know, they're kind of prowling along behind them down below, watching for those silhouettes.
And it definitely gets tougher the brighter the day gets.
You'll have to start fishing deeper, and on this Clearwater Lake, the more sunlight penetration you got, definitely the harder the bite's going to be.
This is really a trophy striper fishery. You don't catch a lot of little fish here, so what do you call a good fish here?
A trophy, you're looking 30 pound or better.
Holy cow, what a pig. All right, we got a big one in the boat already.
That one will be 25.
What is it, Mike?
It's right about 27. It's between 26 and 27.
Man,
he's making a mess.
A fish. Way to go, Mike.
Well, thank you. It's just fishing.
Well, I guess do you catch and release mostly on your your big ones?
I try to. If it's just me, clients, they like to keep them. You can eat a fish this size. I've cleaned a lot of them, but I'd like to let this one go.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's do that.
That'll be one more for the folks that come fishing with me. When you throw these big ones back, you want to aim them kind of down so they're not disoriented.
There he goes, straight down. She goes. We're just out in open water. We're in 80, 90, 100 feet of water out here, and already got a great big one on camera. That's a start for you, and let's get you started with fishing and lake reports from close to you.
This part of the program is brought to you by Visit Jacksonville. Northeast Florida offers great fishing, family-fun beaches, top restaurants and resorts that are easy to get to, and offer outdoor fun for everyone. So come on, visit Jacksonville. Well, spring weather is finally here, and the fishing has picked up too along the coastal south. Over in Georgia, Captain Tim Cutting on St. Simon's Island has been catching lots of spawning sheepshead, really good eating fish in the 2 to 6 pound class range. He's catching these fish around with shrimp in the deep bends of creeks where there's fallen brush and logs, limbs. Over in Alabama, Captain Charlie Gray says the lower Mobile Bay area has been very good for a sheepshead. These fish are 2 to 6 pounds. He's catching them around the oil rigs and the gas rigs, and also a little bit farther offshore. Some of those rigs have got a lot of sheepshead on them now. He's catching them on knocker rigs with 1 ounce sinkers, a piece of shrimp, and a number 2 to 4 mustad hook. On the offshore rigs where they're catching sheepshead, there's also a good mixed bag of black drum, bull redfish, and vermilion snapper. Offshore along the Mississippi and Alabama coasts, Spanish mackerel have started to show up along the beaches, and farther out there's amberjacks on the reefs and deep oil rigs, and there are plenty of red snapper out there too, but they've got to be released. Well, that's it for the coast. Get out in the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
Welcome to Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi Freshwater Fishing Report. This week's update is brought to you by Brook Trout in Dixie, jewels of the Southern Appalachians. 100 pages and 50 color photographs of fact, legend, and lore of the region's only native trout. Autographed copies available from www.jimmyjacobsoutdoors.com. Now we're getting plenty of sunshine right now, and temperatures are warming throughout the Deep South region. This has the fish biting, and the conditions are good to try to catch some of these fish. In North Georgia's Blue Ridge Mountain, the state is stocked to streams and rivers with rainbow trout ahead of this spring fishing. Georgia has 2,500 miles of stocked waters, ranging from small creeks to big rivers. Some of the popular small streams like Cooper Creek or the headwaters of the Etowah River are places to do some camping as well as fishing. On the bigger waters of the Toccoa River or the Chattahoochee River, you can try float fishing or even wade fishing. Most of these fish are going to be 9 to 12 inches in length and perfect for the frying pan. You can try natural baits like worms and crickets that work well, or also inline spinners or artificial flies. On Alabama's Logan Martin Lake near Birmingham, the spotted bass are staging right now on the long sloping points. Carolina rigged plastic lizards are right for catching these bass. On Ross Barnett Reservoir near Jackson, Mississippi, fishing is hot right now for slab-sized crappie.
There we go. Big old Beaver Lake striper right there. I got a bite. I got a bite on a shad, shiner. Got him, fish on. All right, we got one on. Come on, baby. Oh, that's a good fish. That's a good pull. Loosen my drag, let him run a little. All right, let me tell you this story. Welcome back, everybody. We're on Beaver Lake, and we're out here with Mike Bailey, who's with Beaver Safari Guide Service, and a strange thing happened. We were just driving down the lake, and Mike stopped and looked in a cove, and there were a bunch of birds way in the back of the cove, real shallow, literally up in like 3-4 feet of water. And sure enough, these stripers had these shad pinned up way back here in the back of a cove. I'm gonna step back here behind you. The cool thing about these nitros is they've got these net holders back here that keep the net completely out of the way until you need it. I've got a great rod for doing this. This is the David Fritz Perfect Crankbait Rod Luz makes, and it's got a lot of flex to it. It's made for throwing crankbaits for bass, but it's perfect for catching stripers. Easy, darling. Easy, darling. Turn this way, baby. Her head needs to go in this net. I've got to get her turned. I got her. Oh wow, look at this. Oh my gosh. Man, look at that. What an awesome fish. That is truly amazing. Truly, absolutely amazing. Well, I had to take my jacket off. I've about worked a sweat up here. What a great fish. We'll show it to you one more time. There we go. Big old Beaver Lake striper right there. We're going to take you now to fishing in lake, saltwater and freshwater reports from right in your backyard. What a fish, what a day. Hey everybody, we literally just pulled up on Mike from catching my fish, and Mike was fighting one just outside the mouth of the cove. Wow, this one's even bigger than the one we just released. Good night, look at this fish, baby.
29 and a quarter.
Goodness, 29 and a quarter, nearly a 30-pound striped bass right there. Give us one more mug shot and put her back.
If she was full of eggs and spawn ready to go, that'd be a 32, 33-pound fish right there.
What a fish. All right, I'm gonna push back and you can put her back right here in front of us. All right. What's the principle behind the little bitty small hooks?
It's fishing that clear water. It's finesse fishing is what it is. Just like your finesse bass fishing, we're finesse striper fishing.
Look how clear this water is too. Man, you can see way down.
Oh, she's tired. Come on.
All right, we've got big fish working in here today. Let's take a quick break for word from our sponsors and we'll be back to Beaver Lake, Arkansas, home of the giant stripers right after this. There she goes, straight down. Wow.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Luz, fueled by passion, driven by innovation. Feel the difference. Jean LaRue Bass Baits and Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leaders in soft plastic lures innovation. And Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
I don't even know if this fish will go in the net or not. I got him. Oh my gosh. What have I done? Hey everybody, we're on one of the most scenic lakes in the state of Arkansas today. This is beautiful Beaver Lake, located just outside Springdale. We're just using the Motor Guide XI5 trolling motor to ease us along, and I'm pulling some live shiners behind the boat. No weight, just on an open hook, free lining they call it. And I'm just slow trolling down about 10 to 15 feet of water where these stripers are just migrating up and down these sandbars and see if we can get bit. There's a bite. There goes one. He's got it, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it, got him. Oh my gosh, hold on. He's strip and drag, strip and drag. This is absolutely finesse fishing at its finest. You got to downsize your line, downsize your hook, downsize your bait. Everything's got to be downsized. I've got 14-pound test fluorocarbon line on here. I've got my real flexible rod here. I Luz David Fritz perfect cranking rod, and I'm adjusting the drag on my BB2 Pro reel. I feel like he's starting to get close a little bit. Beast. This is a beast right here. This is a pig. I don't even know if this fish will go in the net or not. I got him. Oh my gosh. What have I done? Oh, I can't even lift it. Oh man, look at this. Oh man. This is the biggest striper I've maybe ever, well, it's not the biggest striper I ever caught. I caught a 50-pound 4-ouncer in New Mexico one time. But this is certainly the biggest one short of that. Man. Look at this. And we are gonna release this fish back. This is a whale. We've gotta, I can't even, oh my gosh. There she wants to go. There she goes. All right. We did it. Didn't have a scale that big, but Mike Bailey's got a formula, and I did take some measurements on the fish, and I got the length and the girth around the biggest part of the fish. So we're gonna put right now up on the screen, since we can edit after the fact and tell you roughly what this fish weighed. And we're gonna get you some fishing and lake reports. And I'm just
On our Facebook page for access to daily posts with lots of fishing news, videos, and frequent giveaways. And stay up to date with all the latest fishing information and photos by following our Twitter feed. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Motor Guide Trolling Motors. Motor Guide, because accuracy matters. Academy Sports and Outdoors, right stuff, low price, every day. And Excite Technologies, powering the world forward.
The gear we use to catch all these stripers today really is pretty simple. This is the Lew's Speed Stick David Fritz Perfect Crankbait Rod. It's actually a bass rod. Did a great job catching those stripers all the way up to a 44-pounder on this rod, but the real key is the reel. This is the Lew's Speed Spool Super Duty reel. It's made for horsing in these big giant fish like this big 44-pound striper we caught today. Light monofilament line, only 14-pound test, and there's that little bitty tiny bait hook that we use to catch every striper today. Your vocabulary word for the day is legacy. It means what you leave behind when you leave planet Earth. Needless to say, you and I won't be living in these bodies forever. And when we exit, will you just leave your favorite shotgun, your favorite fishing rod, some property, or some money to your heirs? Or will you leave something much more important? What will people say about you when you're gone? What will your kids say? Remember, it's not what you take when you leave this world, it's what you leave behind that's important. I'd like to give you the contact information one more time for Mike Bailey's guide service in case you'd like to come book a trip here and catch yourself a big old striper like the one we caught today. Once again, I gotta give you another look at that fish. It was 29 inches around. We ran it through a formula, approximately 44 pounds. One of the top thrills of my fishing life. Hey, before we get out of here, two more quick things. First of all, the search bar on our archives page. That's really important. We've got hundreds and hundreds of videos there. Past episodes, how-to videos, product videos. You can search through those very easily by just typing the term you're looking for in that search bar, and that video will pop up. Secondly, we're going live on Facebook after many of our episodes this season, so right now, jump over on Facebook at our Fox Sports Outdoors page, see if we're going live tonight. If so, you can ask us any question you'd like, and I'll answer those questions live, including any question you want to know about Beaver Lake. From Northwest Arkansas, until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.